Hi Lily, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alex.
I always ask the first questions, something like, what's your background? What did you do before? So, what's your background? What did you do before?
Okay, perfect. That should be easy. I've studied in England in school here for my A levels in university, and I was very much into the film industry. So I moved to Los Angeles for a year and tried to sort of get any sort of jobs sort of in the films, but it didn't go very well because I was too far away from sort of my family and all my friends here and stuff. So I've come back and I helped my dad's company. He has a factory in Latvia, like a industrial park, metal fabrications, and so they were a little bit in trouble, so I helped them for a couple of years, and then I've come here to sort of move to London permanently and work on anything sort of IT related. So I'm very sort of keen to constantly see what the sort of hole in the market is and what it is that I would enjoy doing. And usually projects came at me that I was involved in. Also like fashion, and then I worked for a company that dealt with air purification. So it was all a little bit random, but I don't know what exactly my any one strength is, but it's definitely on the sort of entrepreneurial side and just getting new ideas started.
Right. So you got quite an international background. Where you come originally from? I can sense some American accent, but I guess that's not the first country of your origin.
Yes, no, the American I think is more, well, definitely sort of Canadian because I'm from Latvia, so my dad's Russian, and we moved to Canada in when I was 10 and lived there for about 4 years, and then Boston in the States for 2 years. So that's where it began, and it doesn't really go away.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell us a bit about the first company you mentioned. You were assisting your dad. What the company dealt with? Does it still exist?
The factory, it does. It's my dad privatized it in I think it was 1984, and it was then like a lighting fixtures factory. So they just manufactured light bulbs and stuff. And he's turned it. He bought lots of equipment from Japan that is metal production. So we had sort of contracts to do metal boxes and metal doors and whatnot for military and everything else. So it's a really good business, but unfortunately we couldn't compete with the Chinese market, and it was just a little bit outdated to be in the manufacturing sort of industry. So my dad has recently, 2 years ago, begun a new company called Automated Stores, which also I help him a little bit with that. It's he builds sort of automated retail, so like massive vending machines to sell any sort of number of products, very customized.
Is
And
it
we
within
think
the
that.
UK or other countries?
Well, he builds the units in Latvia, still at the factory, but we cater very much to right now the Russian market, just because the quantities and the demand there is just so on such a much larger scale. So it's in our interest, for example, to be more inclined to sell there. But we do have a unit right now installed in Vienna, in Austria, for A1, like a mobile shop, and it's in a grand sort of train station where people come and they buy sort of phones there.
Wow, so you're truly a serial entrepreneur.
I think I'm very much a second generation entrepreneur. So, for example, my dad I think has begun maybe more than a dozen businesses that he doesn't get too attached. He sort of evolves. So it's very much changing like, with time. So he was a computer programmer in Canada, which I think also why I'm very much interested in programming because. to be able to write your own code and to be able to have a software or whatever that you yourself engineered is obviously very worthwhile. But he's in the late 90s. He wrote a software on C++ called Price Motion, like an artificial intelligence trading game for the stock market and forex market, and it was just used like as a tool for novices and then also trading companies to just practice on the market before playing the real game. And so that went well. And then right afterwards, he's begun sort of quite a few others, and seeing him sort of being his own boss all the time obviously made it very tricky for me to be employed by anyone before.
I guess you are completely unemployable right now.
I think I could be a sort of maybe. I mean, I could for the sake of experience and to learn, and you I think you have to at some point maybe be a part of a team that. That will be a great advantage to you, but for me, I think it has to be your own in order for you to succeed. You can't really work for in the interest of others. I think it has to be a little bit selfish too.
Yeah, that makes a great sense for me as well. So another project of yours, you're working with Mike and you're developing this e-commerce platform. Tell us more about it.
Oh, that's right. Yes. This company has been in the works for maybe about 5 years. What I mean is, it hasn't formulated as a company as such. Michael, he's a programmer. He writes code in just several languages, primarily perhaps maybe PHP. But it's an e-commerce platform for all sort of online shops. So, for example, what Magento offers to everyone is open code. So the person who, for example, wants to sell any number of products, they will be able to just take the code and place their own picture and the price of the product and be able to sell. But the tricky part with Magento is that it's based in America and entirely customized for the American market, so it's very, very difficult to, for example, be very comfortable with it in the European market. And same with Solution, same with Open Cards. They're all based in the United States. So the software that we've written, the platform, it's very much catered to the UK and Europe. And then, of course, we're going to try to expand to Russia as well because the market is just unbelievable. What we would like to do is we're actually currently looking for funding or any general sort of initial investment in order to hire designers and maybe a few more developers in order to take it to the next level in terms of getting the customers or just initial clients who will just use the software free of charge, for example, for free. And then should they want any customized add-ons, for example, plugins like an app or like a Twitter message that comes in every time you make an order. Very, very, very important sort of tools that a business needs in order to to have the best sort of customer service for their customer. We can provide. So right now we have a company called Swimmers, which is our company, where it's using this software, and Swimmers is basically just an online shop that sells swimming, bathing suits and swimwear, and it is it's just very, very easy to use and just, I think, light years ahead of Magento, because it's the way the Magento's code, I know from very many years of experience, but also because it's just very outdated and it's very, very hard to play with it and to as even a customer of Magento, for example, if I were to want to open my own online shop and sell things through them, it would just be it's just very, very tricky. So we don't want to win by default against them. We want to show how, for example, easy and how it would be very profitable to use, for example, our platform, and it's extremely exciting. And we're trying to maybe perhaps get like an angel investor initially to just retain as much equity as well as possible, only because we don't want too much, we don't want to sway in any one direction too much. We have an idea in mind, I think the future is very much on online rather than having a physical shop on the high street. So
that makes sense, because if you want to scale up your business model, you'll have to be online anyway.
Yes.
Well, in a nutshell, I mean, you mentioned that I'm someone who just built an online store. What's the main benefit from using your platform? I mean, what comes as a main benefit?
Okay, perfect. I think, first of all, well, it's absolutely free. So you have it. You come to us and we give you the entire platform as you wish, and you have the chance to design and have it any way you want. You can add as many products as you like. You can have just really amazing plugins. For example, of course, everything social network related. So, for example, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest and everything else. All of that is very compatible. Then we have how you the back end. So how the products are managed by you, the business owner, is very, very easy to use. So every time an order comes through, you immediately get like a notification, and you can either get an email or a Twitter message, and then immediately you can send it to your warehouse, so we can have it programmed so that the warehouse gets it and sends off immediately. The customer then gets a text message saying the order is on its way. On top of that, the product descriptions and all the meta descriptions and stuff are so well written. The code behind it is so clean. I cannot stress that enough, that you will not have a single day of having, for example, to go through bugs or anything else. It is so well written that you can, for example, make any alterations as very, very quickly. And if you want to take it to the really next level of having maybe 3,000, 5,000 products, that too is not a problem at all. And it's extremely, yes, just well managed. And if you are a business owner and you have any experience with having a shop online, I mean, your only other option as a yourself, for a potential business owner, to or let's say you have merchandise that you'd like to sell. I mean, you can go via Amazon or eBay, but it's just the profit margins are against you. Why shop? Why sell through them? It's just in your interest to go through yourself, and on your own, it could be extremely detrimental if you lose a customer through any mishap that is not your fault. That is just purely via the platform. So
exactly, that's a technological kind of program. So,
yes.
All right. So you use this platform right now for swimmers.
That's right. We have quite a few companies. There's also a coffee bean company that's using it. This is where I think we are a little bit stuck and in need of funding, because in order to, for example, generate maybe 400 new clients that are just as in need of this as we are of them, of a platform, in order to get this sort of promotion that Evolution, for example, Magenta has, we need the budget to have on, for example, marketing. And I would love to, for example, hold seminars in all the universities just here in London, just for everyone who's recently graduated or still enrolled or seminars, maybe even in startup companies as well, that can use it not just for product but also for their services. This platform, to sell, and even like an hour of our time with them can immediately just be evident that we are the solution. So if we have this initial funding, then we'll be able to just spend. Have a budget on advertising and everything from sort of Google AdWords to having like I said, maybe seminars, and then we have the base of the customer growth, and then if the customer wants our clients want any customized work, then we will be able to, for example, not charge, but let's say break even, because we will have to host them and, of course, cater to all their needs, which I think will be extremely sort of first of all affordable, but because the numbers will be so big, it won't be at the cost of the.
Sure, that makes perfect sense. So how much funding are you looking for, and what kind of equity you can offer?
I think this is a little bit in my non-disclosure agreement. I
Oh,
can't.
sure. I mean, if some investors are watching us right now, they probably contact you here under this video in the comments, so it's all right, I guess. Are you looking for any particular type of investors?
Sorry?
You're looking for a particular type of investors, some UK based or someone else?
My dad has sort of a lot of friends that are constantly looking to invest, and a lot of people are a little bit now careful with the bank, so some are playing around looking for startups on their own. London is terrible at not having any one place or any one sort of location that could be called the Silicon Valley, where we can all go and sort of brainstorm together, and you know, we have to just run around looking for this one event that could possibly, maybe you can meet someone, which I think is a little bit tricky. I'm very much sort of online, like I said, with angel investors, and there's a lot of demand for companies exactly like ours in order to invest. I cannot say whom we'd prefer. I mean, in terms of a Dragon's Den offer, we'll take it all. It's just very important for me, for the person to understand that it is entirely down to code, and the next 5 years or the next 6 months of this company will be just what we do with the code. And because I cannot think of a more experienced programmer than you know, Michael, and who's written it, so there can't be, I don't think, probably in the future. I can't foresee it. So it will be fantastic to have someone sort of young, ambitious, excited, and very much in the IT sort of programming world.
Great. What's your main role? What's your main role in the company that you run? And you know, in this partnership with Mike, as far as I understand, he's an IT guy. What's your sort of objective? I mean, what you do to facilitate your success?
All right. Well, he writes code. He knows exactly what for example, it's meant to look like for on the front end. So, for example, for anyone that comes onto the website. Let's say we'll take Swimmers as just an example. If you go onto swimmers.co.uk and you're looking for like a Speedo goggles, then you'll just type that in, and in the search, you know, maybe 100 come up. I think because it's written so well, it's by default comes up extremely well in the rankings, Google rankings, just because it's so clean. It's extremely great as an organic search. So we're just number one for all kinds of products on top of Speedo and Adidas and other ones, only because it's written so well. So that's great that he can do that. What I can do is see, actually, as even somebody who's shopping for Speedo goggles, how I'd like to find it. So I constantly just try to ameliorate the website, let's say as an example, Swimmers, on how it'll be easier on visually, and how it's easier to, for example, have it displayed, and which products should come with what. And then also I look after our blog and our Facebook ad, and sort of all the things. But this is just one of the business. For the platform, for the e-commerce platform, I think I will, first of all, be able to generate the investment. Number two, I'll be able to present the idea of any sort of partnership. So, for example, we can very soon be able to maybe partner with you know, other companies that are very similar in the e-commerce world. So I think it's very, very important to look at everything globally. You cannot be stuck on just the UK market or Europe or even just this part of the world. You have to look at things very, very globally, which is where I come in. And also I'm Russian, so that will help with the Russian market. So I'll be able to translate and do the presentation and the pitch, like you said, in Russian. And I'm just keen because I think I'm passionate and I see what Michael's code is that others maybe can't, and I'll be able to explain what he may not be able to.
That's awesome. That's awesome, really. And good luck with the search, because I guess this stage right now it's not the easiest one. But I mean, here you're addressing the whole In2up community with some other people who might watch you right now. So they're always welcome to comment below this interview, and you can respond.
Thank you so much, because I'm a big fan of your interviews and everything you've done, and I don't know what you can say that is the right thing to say. Only that you have to be this sort of excited, but also this sort of still uncertain on where it's all going. So that's most I think valuable thing to you, that you can't be stuck on or very determined at any one plan. You have to be very, very sort of flexible, and I think that's exactly what we are. And this startup, we haven't really begun 100%, because we're still developing the code. Every day we keep adding bits and bobs, but then it'll come to a point where we have to just say enough. Okay, it's ready, and that's where I think we are right now. So yes,
no, it will come eventually.
Sorry?
It will come eventually. You'll be there. At the end of our program, you probably know we always have a table tennis set of questions. When we ask you simple questions with simple answers as an option, and you pick up any of them.
Yes.
Steve Jobs or Bill Gates?
Oh, Steve Jobs.
Which phone? iPhone, Android, or Windows?
iPhone.
Tea or coffee?
Oh, coffee.
Going to a party or staying home?
I'm fantastic at parties. I'm very good. I like to dance, and but we stay home. I just stay home. There's not enough time to party right now.
Right, maybe later on.
Yes.
Which car, Mercedes or BMW?
BMW.
Fruits and vegetables or fast food?
The first one, the fruits and vegetables.
The next question, right? I just received an answer which clearly explains me which one is the right one, but still I will keep asking it. Egg or chicken, what came first?
The egg.
Being married or not being married?
Married.
God believer or atheist?
I'm not a God believer.
And finally, the advice for those people who are watching us right now and thinking about going into startups or create something by themselves. They may have some doubts. What would you advise?
I think doubts is the best thing that could happen to you. If you didn't have doubts, then what is it? You can't go on. So fantastic that you do. Don't get stuck. And I don't think I'm yet in a position to advise or give advice, except if you aren't just extremely excited to wake up, then you're doing something wrong. You have to just always live with that much sort of passion and stay extremely true to yourself. So whatever it is that either came your way or you found on your own, if you really like it, hold on to it. If you haven't found it yet, just keep looking. This was Lily Matorin from Swimmers and LMY, especially for In2up.